Welcome to BitBoy Crypto.
We can't let anybody else find out who we are. My eyes are up here. I personally would not advise that strategy. Yeah. Bugs Bunny or Tweety Bird, how to make money in crypto.
Oh, you're killing me.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the people's channel where we show you how to reach financial freedom through crypto assets. And yes, Kenny, that includes you, man. We love you, Kenny. I see chat talking about Kenny. We love Kenny. We absolutely love Kenny here. Guys, my name is Frankie Candles, and I am going to be your host today as Ben is, I think, doing a Charles Hoskinson interview today. Is that right, Nick?
Ben is in consensus, yes.
That is right. Ben is at consensus. So it is the full Italian takeover. We got Frankie Parisi and we got Nick Diamandi on the boards. So
What up?
it's going to be an awesome show. This feels good, Nick. Like, we got the keys to the kingdom here.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is cool. I feel like do you think do we get Ben's powers because we're running the show?
You have to test.
Is it Allison? Allison! Can I get some black coffee? I need some black coffee, Allison. It's not.
Look at that.
It worked.
Oh my
It worked.
God.
She brought the black coffee. Okay, hang on. We're gonna test this. Let's test. Allison, can we get some Italian sausage? I'm kind of hungry. Give me the Italian sausage. Oh. She brought Italian sausage. This is amazing, guys. We now have the power of the BitBoy. This is amazing. Well, guys, we have an awesome show. It is 11:30. We are on time. Nick, look at us. Absolutely crushing it here. It is Thursday, and it is June 9th. And it is
69. Nice.
It is, yeah. It is 6/9/2022. It is Thursday, and it is 75 degrees here in the studio. I'm super excited to do the show here. Let me move this Italian sausage. I did not think that we were just going to get blessed with Ben's powers just because we were running the show here. But super cool. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about today, guys. So let's go ahead and jump right into it.
Doing a market watch?
Yeah, we're going to do the market watch. We'll start off on YouTube here. We are, okay,
Yep.
There we go. Beautiful. So here we are, 1.45 million subscribers. Absolutely awesome. Follow Ben on Twitter here. What does he have on Twitter? Ooh, 848,000 followers, creeping up towards that 1 million mark. Absolutely savage. Also follow me on Twitter, Frankie_Candles. Here's Ben's personal Instagram. Look at his, he's got the most adorable kids. So definitely follow Ben Armstrong. Actually, wasn't it? It used to be Dad Jokes for the Win.
Dad Jokes for the Win, yeah. But
that was right.
Yeah.
Guys, hitmerch.com. We've revamped our entire merch line, as you guys know. Super, super nice shirts. These jerseys are absolutely amazing. The material is nice and breathable. Super high quality. We got the Ada Gang. We got the Altcoin sweatshirt, the Altcoin t-shirt, the BitBoy Crypto. This is one of my favorites. The BitBoy Crypto Lambo logo. This is definitely one of my favorites. And the Bitcoin Bull t-shirt
That
jersey.
is a fire.
This is fire. We wore these at Bitcoin Miami 2022, and people were loving them. So definitely check out hitmerch.com as well as frankiecandles.com if you guys are looking for some deals. We got a lot of really good deals on that page. We did just get a super chat, Nick, if you could scroll up just so I can read that. From Unforgettable Name. I never forget your name, Unforgettable Name. Finally, Frankie is monetized. I guess this is kind of like being monetized, being on the big channel. Frankie Bing Bong, you the man. Paul, I appreciate you, chat, throwing out the Frankie Candles. Bing Bong. Let's go. You guys are awesome.
Oh, wait. There was one up here. It was like Frankie Sausages or something.
Frankie Italian Sausage. Let's see.
No, I missed that one.
Oh, boom. And shout out to Sean S. for the $1.99 super chat. We love you, Sean. Jumping into the market watch here, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look. We've got the market
to your
cap.
left a little bit? It's a little off center.
Oh, yeah. Let me drag this in.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
All right, there we go. Market cap coming in at 1.24 trillion. Let me refresh this actually. Yeah, $1.23 trillion. Volume at 62 trillion. This is, or I'm sorry, 62 billion. This is actually, yeah, I mean, this hasn't changed too drastically. Bitcoin dominance at 46%, ETH dominance at 17%, and you got 87 Gwei for an ETH transaction.
That's pretty high, right?
That is pretty high. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's it was lower. It has been coming down. I feel like the gas fees have been pretty good recently, but yeah, it does look like it has been going up a little bit. Real quick, just taking a look at the prices here. Bitcoin coming in at, I mean, if you've paid attention to anything in crypto the past month, Bitcoin basically has been at this price, $30,160. Ethereum at 1793. Ethereum kind of just bouncing between the 1790s and 1800 here.
Yeah, more on that later, right?
Yeah, 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 we're gonna go into that for sure. And Tether, still not at that dollar peg. Very, very interesting. Crypto Trucker says, Frankie, what kind of sausages do you like? I like Italian sausage. I got it right here. Look at this. Italian sausage. That's the one I like. Uh, but yeah, moving on here, guys. Let's go ahead and look at some of these. I guess we'll do the 2 market watch videos and then we'll jump into the charts.
Okay.
I think it just makes sense because these articles are basically talking about stuff that I'm seeing on the charts as well. So we'll just kind of dig into them here.
Break it down, Frank.
Here we go. Bitcoin bears have plenty of reasons to hold BTC price below 32,000. I would agree. Since May 10th, the Bitcoin chart shows a relatively tight range of price movement, and the cryptocurrency has failed to break the $32,000 resistance on multiple occasions, right? They give us a little chart right here. I'm actually not going to dig too deep into this article because we're actually going to jump right into the charts in a second. But yeah, guys, the 32,000 has been a huge barrier for Bitcoin. We've come up and tested it many times, as I'll show you guys in just a second. And yeah, it's absolutely brutal. We cannot get past it. And it's almost like, every time we come down a little bit and it's like, up 30,195, 32,000, boom, right back down, right? And the other day we got, we had a price movement the other day that, we blasted up, or we blasted down. We dumped like 5%. And then in the next 10 minutes, we ripped back up and ate it all back up and came up 5%. So there's some weird price action going on. You guys will know that if you watch my channel. We've been talking about it lately. But that
So, Frank,
$32,000 resistance has been really rough.
So, Frank, are we just willing into existence the bear market at this point? Like,
Yeah, well, we were talking about, we thought we were in a bear market before we saw this dramatic drop down. And yeah, I think we might have just kind of we might have just talked it into existence there.
yeah.
But yeah, and here we are, right? I mean, everyone was saying the blood diamond on the weekly wasn't going to play out. They were calling, oh, you think the blood diamond's this magical indicator, it's not going to play out. And like, I didn't want it to play out either, but you got to call it on the charts if you see it. And yeah, it definitely played out. We
Yeah.
are. Anybody still think we're in a bull market?
Yeah. If you think we're in a bear market, smash the likes. If you think we're in a bull market, smash the likes.
That is right. That is right. Or the dislike doesn't, whatever.
Doesn't
Whatever you
matter.
feel.
Yeah.
Whatever you
It's
feel.
engagement, so we win either way, except for
Yes,
Kenny
let's
because he's
go.
dead.
BitSquad be out here winning. But yeah, 32K, obviously a serious area of resistance, and we'll take a look at it in just a second. Second market watch, little article that we have here. Traders target $1,400 Ethereum price after ETH drops
Ooh.
closer to a critical support level. And again, I read this article and I was like, this is a perfect article because we've been talking about this on my channel for a bit. I'll just read through a couple of these things. On June 8th, the Ethereum network successfully underwent the merge to become proof of stake on its Ropsten testnet. Am I saying that right, Nick? Ropsten?
Yeah.
Ropsten
It's like
testnet.
Swedish, so who even knows?
Yeah, Ropsten. I don't know how to do a Swedish accent. I'm sorry, guys. But the news had little impact on the ETH price. Let's just jump right into the charts because essentially, we're looking down towards $1,400 on ETH. So let's just go ahead and look at it. We'll look at ETH first, and then we will jump right into Bitcoin, and we'll look at that $32,000 resistance. So for ETH, now I've been talking about this a lot. Some really bearish signs that have been popping up on Ethereum. 12-hour confirmed blood diamond. Now I do want to just, I do want to preface this with these blood diamonds. They don't play out 100% of the time. This is important to say. I always talk about this on my channel. You never want to just, make trading decisions based off of one indicator. But when you see these blood diamonds, a lot of times, like more often than not for sure, they play out in a big way to the downside. And if we just go back to the chart real quick, you guys can see this blood diamond right here brought us down a lot, right? I would argue that this blood diamond brought us down to here. We came back up for a little bit of relief. Boom, yellow X brought us down a little more. This blood diamond brought us down. I think this is about, 16% or so. Yeah, about 16, 17%. So this next confirmed blood diamond on the 12-hour, when they pop up on these longer time frames, they could be very, very bearish. Now, this one, I will argue, is a little, let me get rid of this, is a little bit, it's not, a lot of times they come and they just play out and they dump, right? Now, this one came down on that first candle, but starting to, we're just printing doji candles right here on the 12-hour at this point. So it doesn't look like it's playing out in the strongest way so far, but that doesn't mean that it's completely invalidated. So you just want to understand that these signals are on these higher hourly time frames, 16-hour as well, confirmed blood diamond. Like I said with the weekly blood diamond, right? Higher time frames take a little bit longer for these signals to play out. So could we see a pump in the short term? Possibly. We'll take a look at it. I'll let you guys know if I think we're going to have a pump. But, we can get some price action happening up and down before these blood diamonds play out. And you just want to keep them in the back of your mind. Just remember it's there. Both confirmed on the 12 and the 16-hour.
Hey,
Now,
Frank, I got a question.
Yeah,
Is it true that like blood diamonds carry a lot more weight in the bear market and green dots aren't as influential, or is that incorrect?
No, that is absolutely correct. I would agree with that 100%. Now, blood diamonds can definitely play out well in the bear market. Shout out to Jimmy Void, says, Frankie Candles consigliere chart boss. Jimmy Void, Bronx Bitcoin Bulls. Shout out to Jimmy Void. We love you. Thank you for supporting. I appreciate you, Jimmy. Salute, my friend. I got my black coffee right here, Jimmy. I got my black coffee right here. Don't you worry. Salute. But in a bear market, the blood diamonds could play out. But, more importantly, what you said about the green dots is very important, right? Because when you're in a bear market, the dots do not indicate the bottom. They indicate a bottom. And I talk about this on my channel all the time. You don't want to get faked out, and you don't just want to trade off of the green dots, right? You can see right here, we got a green dot. We came up a little bit, but only to absolutely dump, right? And then it comes down here. We got another green dot. Right here, we thought we were the bottom, came up a tiny bit, and then another mega dump, right? So you want to be careful with the green dots in a bear market. Now, in a parabolic bull run, the green dots are a lot more reliable. So, if you were just to buy the green dots and sell the red dots, buying the green dots in a parabolic bull run would work out a lot better. But I do not recommend, just buying the green dots. But it does play out much better in a bull market than a bear market, because in a bull market, you're coming up parabolically, you get a little correction, the green dot calls the bottom, and again, in a parabolic bull run, it's much more likely to just turn around and keep going straight up. So good point, Nick. I would definitely agree with both of those statements. But on ETH, remember the both confirmed blood diamonds. We are also forming somewhat of a descending triangle here. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys know these break down more often than they break up. When you see price approaching support, and we're making lower highs as you're approaching support, a lot of times you're more likely to break down than break up on top of the blood diamonds, right? So you just want to remember that. Taking a look at the daily here, we are printing a red dot, or a confirmed red dot on the daily, also bearish. So there is some bearish stuff happening here. Now, if you look at some of these higher time frames, though, like this 10-hour actually looks pretty good. Again, a longer time frame might take a little longer to play out, but this money flow coming up, these momentum waves coming up, I don't want to spend too much time on this because I covered this yesterday. It looks pretty good, right? With this money flow momentum waves coming to the upside. So I do think eventually we may, see a decent relief rally come up here, but you want to be careful again in a bear market, because I always tell people the money flow crossovers on the higher time frames are very reliable. But when we're dumping like this, you want to make sure that you're not just going to come into the green for a second and then just dump right back into the red, because that can happen. You see that in a bear market. You spend a lot more time in the red than the green, obviously. So yeah, bearish pattern, some bearish stuff here for ETH. But looking at those levels that the article was talking about, now this is my levels. There is not much support between this line and this line. So if we break down out of here, I think it's going to be we already are pretty close to this. But if we break this, I think it's going to be a pretty quick move to 1650. We have there is a big gap in volume here. So I think it would be a quick drop down to about 1650. And then you're playing in this box. Now, the bottom of this box comes down, to about my line 1420. So if we do get down to this line and break into this box, I do think there's a likely chance that even with those blood diamonds, you could make your way down here. So it is interesting. You read these articles, right? And we're kind of like a lot of people are looking at the same thing. So very, very interesting. I do think it would be likely to come down there if we break out of this little descending triangle type thing. A little bit of a funky looking descending triangle, but definitely feeling a little more bearish on ETH. I'm currently in at 2 Ethereum shorts. One of them up about 25%. I should have brought them up here. And then the other one, I think I'm just about at break even. I got in a little later on another account. But we're going to hold them. We'll see. Hopefully those blood diamonds play out. That daily red dot hopefully can bring us down. Looking at the 4-hour, let's go ahead, zoom in on market Cipher B. Yeah, coming down, printing a red dot on the 4-hour as well. And when the 4 hours printing a red dot, we do like to check the lower time frames. Money flow coming out on lower time frames. I do think that there's a possibility that we could come down a little lower with ETH. And then coming over to Bitcoin, actually coming down a little bit. I mean, God, 30,280. It's sideways, guys. Bitcoin is moving
Welcome
sideways.
to the bear market.
Yeah, welcome to the bear market. Now, let me pull up a blank chart here. So,
Hey, can you fix the window real quick? We're seeing some of the
Oh, yeah,
desktop on there. Let's grab. No, you got to actually grab the top and move it back over.
oh, whoa.
Yeah. Whoa. And then squeeze it out. Clean it
Boom.
out a little bit. There it is. Keep on going. Go, 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 go.
Oh, yeah.
And good. There we go.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay, so on Bitcoin, guys, it's like you get these little pumps, you get these little dumps, you get these little pumps, you get these little dumps. But essentially, if we just go ahead and grab a box here, we're essentially just ranging, right? Obviously, you came down a little bit. We're just going sideways. It's super, super boring. Like Nick said, welcome to the bear market, everybody. This is how it goes. But let me pull up my actual chart here so we can kind of try to get an idea of what will happen here in the short term. Now, here is what's got me feeling a little bearish in the short term for Bitcoin with our 4-hour printing. So this is, let me zoom in on this Market Cipher B here. With Market Cipher B, when you print a red dot, right, when the VWAP crosses over that 0 line, you start to print these red dots and you have the money flow coming down at the same time. And when you come on over to the 15-minute, and okay, money flow actually coming up a little bit here, but if we get a money flow crossover into the red on the 15-minute while we're printing that red dot, a lot of times it can bring us down. It does usually make price come down a decent bit here. So that's making me feel a little bit bearish. Checking the daily chart. Yeah, printing a daily red dot here on Bitcoin as well. So it is, in my opinion, a little more likely for us to come down rather than come up. Or, we could possibly move sideways as well, which, I mean, listen, the last 30 days, if you said, hey, I think price is going sideways, and you would have been right. So, in my opinion, we're going to go sideways bearish, in my opinion. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. But, with that 4-hour VWAP coming down, as well as the 15-minute money flow starting to curve off there, it is making me feel bearish. Daily red dot, definitely feeling bearish. ETH looking worse than Bitcoin, I will say. So shout out to this Ethereum article that is looking at almost the same exact targets we are. So I guess we are. I guess we are part of traders. All right. So moving on here, guys, we have some pretty cool stories today. Over 3,500 new cryptocurrencies emerged in 2022, despite the sloppy markets. So as the cryptocurrency sector continues to navigate the 2022 volatility, the situation has not deterred the entry of new digital assets into the market. Now, guys, this is important because that's a lot of projects, right? A lot of projects just coming up. I want to be clear. Most of these projects are going to go to zero and not be around in the future. Nick, how do you feel about this? Because it's, in my opinion, it's great to see people, projects coming out and trying to innovate and using the technology, and that's good for the space, but could also cause a lot of problems because we know a lot of them could be scams. We know a lot of them could just be generally bad projects that won't last long, and then that kind of, brings in possible harsher regulation. If we're this, crypto's this sector where it's like there's scams going on and all this stuff, you'd think that the regulators might come in a little harder. How do you feel about that, Nick?
Well, it's tough because these projects, you want them to be legitimate, but they're also sucking up the liquidity for other things in the market.
That's a good point.
You know, I was to this. What kept Bitcoin from breaking 100K besides Elon Musk was all the meme coins.
Hmm.
Like if you take all that market cap from Shiba and Safe Moon, all
Mhm.
those other garbage projects,
Yep.
we would have had $120,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah, I
So
actually totally agree with that. You know, each cycle kind of has its thing, right? This year it was kind of like meme. It was the meme coin thing. They were going absolutely ballistic, and I agree with that. You know, it sucked. It sucks the liquidity out of these projects that are real projects doing stuff, right? You know, you have things like real altcoins like VeChain with supply chain logistics, like
yep.
actually out there being used, an actual coin with real use case that works. But people would rather put their money into, Doge, Elon, Lambo, Ferrari, Mars. Like, PJ saying, "Ooh, new
Monkeypox
meme coin.
coin.
I'm gonna buy it."
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it's totally a good point. You know, you suck that liquidity out of the real projects, and it can stop real things like Bitcoin from reaching their full potential in the bull markets. But I do think in the next cycle, if we see, I don't think that the phenomenon will still be meme coins. I think a new thing will come out in the next cycle. NFTs obviously were a big thing this cycle. Also, sucking a lot of that liquidity, even with whales, with the Bored Ape Yacht Club, stuff
Yep.
like that. Really, really expensive projects, sucking a lot of liquidity out of those coins. So,
T Salty, thanks for subscribing to us on Twitch.
oh, let's go. We
I
love
know.
Twitch. We love I was in there chatting with the basement when I was running the board
Yeah.
yesterday or the day before. They are lit in the basement
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah.
Absolutely lit. But yeah, so a very, very good point. NFTs, meme coins, pulling a lot of that liquidity out of the real projects. So just be careful out there, guys. This is, I think, what did it say? It said here, 22 new cryptocurrencies every single day. So, just be careful out there. A lot of these could be either, scams or obviously, they just probably not going to make it. Most of them won't. There can only be so many top 10s. So, moving into our next story here, kind of what we were just talking about, right? Gillibrand and Loomis state that most altcoins are securities. United States Senators Kristen Gillibrand and Cynthia Loomis believe most altcoins will likely be considered securities under their proposed new legislation, but they confirmed that Bitcoin and Ether will be classified as commodities. And guys, this is important, right? Because with these 22 new cryptocurrencies coming out every single day, most of them being either, not going to make it. I'm not saying they're all scams, but most of them are either not going to make it or they're a scam. And on top of, on top of all the other negatives, it brings, the regulation, the regulators are going to want to come down even harder on these coins, and this kind of speaks to that. Is they're saying basically most of these altcoins are going to be securities, which is not really what we want to see, right? Because as the Bitcoin market cap gets bigger and Bitcoin starts to mature over time, as you guys know, as a market matures, it becomes less volatile, more stable. So eventually, I believe, I don't think we're there yet, but eventually over time, we'll eventually see Bitcoin start to act more like the stock market. Again, don't think we're there yet, but eventually start to act more like the stock market. And it's gonna be a lot harder for people to make those parabolic gains. So this is not what we want to see. And I do think that 22 cryptocurrencies coming out every single day can kind of make the regulators pull out their microscope and really, really start to watch this space. So it's kind of good, kind of bad. You want people to innovate, but you don't want everyone and their grandma making a coin, because the regulators are going to come in and absolutely step on everything. So it'd be interesting to see how this plays out. Nick, if you could scroll up a little bit, I think we did get a super chat. 1999, a little $20 super chat. Boom, Tony D. What is going on, Tony D? We call him Tony Bagels. Says huge shout out to my brother Frank. Huge shout out to my brother Frankie. Absolutely crushing it. Hardest worker I know. Shout out to TJ and Ben and the whole Bit Squad. Thank you, Tony. We appreciate you. And next time you come visit, make sure you bring some bagels. Hey, Tony Bagels, what's going on? Thank you for that, Tony. We love you, man. Not my actual brother, but we consider, we're brothers. We're all brothers. But yeah, guys, I do think this. Let's see what else we got here. The pair made the comments during a Washington Post event on Wednesday, a day after releasing the details of the Responsible Financial Innovation Act. Rostam Benham, God, I don't know if I said that right. Probably butchered that. Chair of the CFTC was also at the event and took a slightly different view on the proportion of altcoins that are securities. He said that while there are probably hundreds of coins that replicate security coins, there are also many commodity coins such as BTC and ETH that should be regulated by the CFTC. So you're getting kind of mixed signals here. That is actually very, very interesting. And the other thing with regulation is like it's it's you need the regulation, right? To a degree. I know crypto's all about decentralization, and it's hard to have a truly decentralized system when you have somebody regulating it. But you do need somebody to uh, keep other people safe. It's how do you feel about that, Nick? It's kind of give and take. I don't want them coming in and completely taking control of everything. Obviously, no one in crypto wants that. We're against that. But for it to grow, in my opinion, for it to grow to a certain degree, I think some regulation is absolutely necessary.
Yeah, well, I mean, every libertarian wants there to be like the full laissez-faire market capitalism, but in the real world, we have a government to deal with, and so they're going to make the rules. So the sooner we have and the more influence crypto has over the rulemaking, the better it's going to be. There should always be, anytime an industry is at odds with the government, that's a healthy sign. It's when the industry is in bed with the government, that's when you get like rampant corruption, like what
Mhm.
you have in the tech sector right now.
Right.
So this is a good and healthy sign that we are at odds with the government and no one really knows what the other person's doing right now.
Right.
So that's fine. Hopefully, and I think what Lummis is trying to do is implement a set of rules similar to the hands-off approach that um, the FCC took with the internet. Like, hey, you guys regulate yourselves. We're just gonna make sure that like there isn't like arms deals being done on
Mhm.
the internet and blah 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 blah. So I think that's what they're going for, and that would ultimately be helpful. But right now, we're just kind of in this awkward teenage phase.
Yeah.
We're not fully a man, but we're also not fully a child. So
We're like tweens.
we're tweens.
We're
Yeah.
tweens. We're crypto tweens. Let's see. Yeah, I think that was about it for this article, but very interesting. Right to have these stories right next to each other, right? 3,500 new cryptocurrencies
Yeah.
emerge, right? Is that good or is that bad? I think sometimes, it makes the regulators want to pull out that microscope and really, really watch. Um, Moving on here, we actually did just get another super chat. I just want to make
Oh
sure
yeah.
we read them. Let's see. Sean, or Shauna. I'm sorry, I think I pronounced your name wrong. Shauna also left another super chat. Says, question, trying to buy a V1 alien on OpenSea so I can be a part of the monthly drawing. Can only find V2 or 3 or just no version. How can I identify V1? That would be a question for DZ or maybe Justin from NFT Alpha. Make sure you guys are following NFT Alpha, by the way. Actually, I think we might have an answer in the studio here. Uh, okay, so Decker, one of our awesome people here at BitBoy Crypto, says, check the what? Check the Twitter. Okay, so the Pluto Alliance Twitter link tree has a link in there that you can check out, and apparently that should, yeah,
Yeah.
it should bring you directly to the V1. So, Shauna, I hope that helps you out.
If
Yeah,
if not, jump in the Discord.
if not, jump in the Discord. They have an awesome community. I'm sure somebody there will help you. I'm pretty sure. I think they are pretty active in the Discord. I know Taco is.
Yeah, Taco's the
Yeah,
admin.
Taco's big Discord guy, so I'm sure someone will get back to you. If not, one of the community members will definitely help you out. So moving on here, guys. Wintermute makes optimistic assumption. Loses 20 million tokens.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. This is this is an interesting one. The crypto market making firm Wintermute has lost roughly $17.6 million worth of OP tokens belonging to the Optimistic Foundation due to a severe wallet management error.
Wah, wah.
I'm actually going to read through this one a little bit.
This is pretty sad.
Yeah, this is, oh God, could you imagine? It explained that 2 weeks ago, it had granted 20 million OP tokens to Wintermute for liquidity provisioning services to ensure a smoother experience for users looking to purchase the tokens on centralized exchanges. despite doing 2 test transactions before sending the. So they're taking the right precautions, right? When you send a lot of money, you want to send those test transactions, right, with a smaller amount of money, so you don't wind up sending your your ETH or your OP tokens to a dead address or the wrong address, or you're sending them to you could lose your token. So you want to send those test transactions, which they did. They're doing everything right so far. Let's continue here.
It was all working until it suddenly stopped.
Yeah, so exactly. Despite doing 2 test transactions before sending the bulk of the tokens, Wintermute quickly discovered that they had mistakenly provided a multi-signature Ethereum address that had not yet been deployed on the Optimism network, meaning that they could not access the funds on the layer 2 despite confirming that they had successfully deposited. Now, could $17.6 million gone, just absolutely gone. And it gets even more interesting.
So they burned it, essentially.
So it's like I guess it's something like sending it to a dead address. I don't think it was like sending it to a dead address. I don't think it disappeared into anything. It
wasn't a burn address, but it was a basically like a wallet that you don't have your seed phrase to. So it's essentially out of the supply.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Continuing here, Wintermute made the assessment that the funds were potentially retrievable and that nobody other than Wintermute could recover those funds. It wrote, however, the assumption that the funds can only be recovered by Wintermute proved to be false. This is where the plot thickens. Before Wintermute and
Gnosis.
Thank you. I can read, guys. But sometimes Nick has to help me out. Thank you for that, Nick. I was probably going to butcher that. Gnosis Safe could execute the recovery option scheduled for June 7th. A hacker deployed the multi-signature Gnosis Safe wallet, a smart contract account, on the Layer 2 network and took control of the 20 million OP tokens. Wintermute has since taken full responsibility for the incident and committed to buying OP tokens every time the attacker sells in order to eventually make the protocol whole again. It also noted that it had received another 20 million in OP tokens secured by 50 million in USDC collateral to provide liquidity provisioning services. So, big L. That is a huge L. $17.6 million, absolutely down the drain. Wintermute, our hearts go out to you. That's rough. I mean, I know, everybody here sends crypto often, right? And it's like I've sent crypto a bazillion times, and every time I send, anytime I send crypto, I still quadruple check. Okay, is that Q&A?
Yeah.
Boom. All right, we got a super chat from Biomex. Biomex, what is going on? Thank you for watching, man. Thank you for being here, supporting your boy Frankie Candles. I appreciate you. Biomex says, smash those likes for Frankie, Sultan of the. Oh, wait, can you pause it? Sultan of Sauce Boss with black coffee, Titan of TA, hashtag Candle Mafia, hashtag Frankie Candles, best mods. Shout out to Captain Kirk, Tony D, Tyler Jordan, CTZ, Steve-O, and Shannon. And don't forget Crypto Anon. Shout out to Biomex. Appreciate you, man. So yeah, big L for Wintermute. Our heart goes out to you. So here we go. This is kind of playing off the same thing. Optimism Exploiter. This is where the plot thickens, guys. Optimism Exploiter sends 1 million OP tokens to Vitalik Buterin's wallet.
Well.
I'm gonna read through this a little bit, and I'm coming to you, Nick, because I would love to know what you think about this, because this is super, super interesting. The attacker who sniped 20 million. The attacker who sniped 20 million Optimism tokens meant for crypto market maker Wintermute has sent 1 million of those coins to Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin's wallet address, according to Peck Shield. Interesting. The exploiter also delegated voting rights for the 1 million tokens to Ethereum Foundation security researcher.
I can't read that.
Yoav Weiss?
Sure.
Yoav Weiss? Very, very interesting. Wintermute has asked the hacker to return the stolen OP tokens while offering a consultant role to the entity responsible. So, sending it to Vitalik, that is so interesting. I mean, I don't think Vitalik is stealing a million OP tokens and then putting them into his wallet, right? So what do you think
No.
could possibly be behind this, Nick?
I honestly think it's just some gray hat hacker who is essentially burning the tokens and doing it for lulz. Like Vitalik's wallet has a gazillion coins in it.
Right.
So sending it to Vitalik, everyone knows Vitalik's wallet, and that's not, yeah, he's just doing it for the lulz. So
There, yeah.
he's just trolling.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like again, you know, I don't think Vitalik or anyone really associated with Vitalik are after a million OP tokens. So I would go ahead and agree with that, Nick. But very, very interesting. It's always
Yeah.
these funny little mysteries going on in crypto. Yeah, so very, very interesting.
Yeah. Hey, folks, take a minute, smash the like button. If you're not following Frankie Candles on YouTube, what the heck is wrong with you? Don't
Let's
tip
go.
out of the stream. Open up another tab. You know you can do it.
That's right.
Get on this Frankie Candles channel and subscribe. Don't be a jerk.
Let's do it. Thank you, Nick. Yeah, guys, surprise to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to Frankie Candles on YouTube, guys. We've been crushing it in the Discord, making some pretty good calls. So if you guys are interested in TA and how to day trade or scalp trade or just looking to make money, whether the price is going up or down, definitely check out my YouTube channel, Frankie Candles. So moving on here, Yuga Labs wants ApeCoin on its own blockchain. ApeCoin owners think otherwise.
Yep.
So this is an interesting story. The Bored Ape community has voted to keep building within the Ethereum ecosystem rather than move ApeCoin token to its own blockchain, as creator of Yuga Labs had suggested. Now, I was talking to Johnny here in the office. This is interesting, right? Because they can vote, right? It's a DAO. They can vote, and they want to keep it on Ethereum. But the what if Yuga Labs is like, okay, cool. You got like, what if they just decide to move? Like, are they going to move the metaverse anyway? Because like you'd think they would do what they want, but they're kind of at mercy to their holders, right? Because they can take majority vote. So this is actually a really interesting story. One investor who came out against the proposal did so with 1.2 million ape, representing 17% of the total vote. This is funny. It's like, yeah, it's like it's very interesting. It seems abundantly clear that ApeCoin will need to migrate to its own chain in order to properly scale. So, yeah, this is interesting. It's like almost like the ApeCoin holders could possibly be, suppressing the scalability of this whole thing by just trying to keep it on Ethereum. The first proposal was by Ava Labs, the team behind Avalanche. The second proposal was by Immutable X, an Ethereum-based platform that's designed for creating and trading NFTs. It's also worth noting that ApeCoin DAO only has direct control over ApeCoin itself, while Yuga Labs remains in control of other projects like the other side, alongside partners like Animoca Brands, right? So this is kind of what I was just saying with, it's almost like they're on the same team, but they want to go separate ways, which is interesting. Like what do you think happens? Like if the holders decide to vote to keep it on Ethereum, and obviously Yuga Lab wants to scale, and they have control of the other side, which is their metaverse. What happens? That's like a tug of war. Like you guys are on the same team, but you're kind of just holding each other back.
Yeah, that's the $1 trillion question: is Ethereum going to scale really fast when it's on proof of stake? Because Yuga, or the community, thinks that proof of stake is going to be the main thing, and it's going to allow them to scale. Whereas Yuga Labs sounds like maybe they don't want that.
Right.
To be honest, like Avalanche is probably the second best option.
Mhm.
I've done a lot of trading and stuff on Avalanche, and it's like a really, really solid system, and it's had zero downtime.
Right.
That's kind of amazing. So yeah, it makes sense for them. In my opinion, it makes sense for them to move off of ETH, but there's a lot of investors, especially with Animoca Brands, they
Right.
want it to be on Ethereum because that's what they want to tell their shareholders. They don't want to say they've moved to anything else, even though AVAX is legit.
You think it's a trust thing? Like Ethereum's been around longer, it's more
It
notable.
is. It is. It's more secure. The only part of Ethereum that gets hacked is the exchanges and when things get centralized. But the layer one Ethereum itself has been rock solid. Yeah, it's
Bulletproof.
expensive, but its expense is what makes it secure.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, very, very, very interesting. It's like same team, guys. Same team.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were talking before. It's like interesting. Like, what if they just moved them? Like, all right, fine, we're taking our metaverse over here. We'll create our own coin.
Yeah.
We'll just create another coin rather.
Got a super chat.
Oh, super chat from Chemistry Bro. Shout out to Chemistry Bro. I love you, man. Love seeing you on the
Main.
that's what I figured. Yeah. Love seeing you on the main deck, Frankie. Get the sauce. Get that sauce. Everyone sub to Frankie Candles, Candle Mafia all day. Shout out to you, Chemistry Bro. I appreciate you, man. He's an OG of the Candle Mafia on my channel. Shout out to everybody in chat. I'm keeping half an eye on chat. And it looks mostly positive. So shout out to everybody. You guys are the best. We got to listen. The Bit Squad, the Candle Mafia, you know, our communities, under BitBoy Crypto, all our communities are super positive people. And even when we do get people who hate,
Like Kenny.
We love you, Kenny. You can hate all you want, Kenny, and we're just gonna hug you. We're just gonna love you, and we're gonna help you try to find financial freedom through crypto assets.
Yep. Despite yourself.
Yes, exactly. And by the way, speaking of Kenny, has anyone checked on him? Is he
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
I know it was a rough day for him yesterday.
We need
but
a
love him
wellness
and
check on Kenny.
Yeah, please check on
Yeah.
Kenny. We love him and we care about him. So please let us know if he's okay.
All right, let's move on.
All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, sir. Key word, not really word. Sir Anthony Hopkins, ready to become an NFT degen. Bought his .eth. This is interesting. Actually, somebody has my .eth. They messaged me on Instagram, and I tried to get back to them, but they got lost in the DMs. I have to get back to you guys because I do want that. .eth. So maybe I'll do that after the stream. But believe it or not, Anthony Hopkins is looking to become an NFT aficionado. And then, yeah, they work Jimmy Fallon in here. Sir Anthony Hopkins has also revealed his ENS, Ethereum name server. If you guys don't know, it's like basically an Ethereum domain name. And that is ahopkins.eth. There are a bunch of great artists out there, and it's a fun community in general. But as the great Aaron Neville once said, I don't know. I think this is actually, this is what Jimmy Fallon, Fallon.eth. God, Jimmy Fallon's got, I got to change my Twitter name.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that was his tweet. I love your pondering photo. There's a bunch of great artists out there, and it's a fun community in general. But as the great Aaron Neville once said, I don't know much, but I know I love you, and that may be all you need to know. Besides Fallon, Sir Anthony Hopkins got notable answers from Logan Paul and notorious NFT collector Kazomo de Medici. Moving on, Reese Witherspoon bought a World of Women NFT in October, and in Snoop Dogg's case, the answer is pretty obvious. He's the most NFT-focused celebrity out there, buying apes and putting out collections with the Sandbox. For his part, Jimmy Fallon starred in this clip with Paris Hilton. I don't know if we're set up for sound and stuff to watch that. But in March, he signed with the CAA, the agency that manages all celebrities tagged in the original tweet. This might be the explanation for Hopkins' NFT interests. Okay, there you go. So all the celebrities are coming together. They're getting into NFTs. I think they're seeing the opportunity that NFTs can bring, to the table in a business sense, especially, when you have a big following or you're, if you're famous. NFTs can be a very, very, very lucrative thing. And being that they're all managed by, the same people, it makes sense that they're all kind of getting into it. Some people getting more into it, like Snoop Dogg, obviously, is like, I feel like in the past year or two, Snoop Dogg is kind of like NFTs have been his thing. Like you think Snoop Dogg in the past year or two, you think NFTs. So very, very, very interesting to see, all these big celebrities, especially someone like Anthony Hopkins, getting into NFTs, right? And now listen, we love all ages, but I'm just saying he's an older guy, right? So to see him getting into NFTs is that excites me, right? Because it's the older generations that you kind of have to fight. Like they don't want to move, they're digging their heels into the ground. They don't want to move forward. They're used to their ways. And I get it. It makes total sense. But to see them jumping on means that they're seeing these huge, huge opportunities. So in my, this is bullish. This is bullish in my opinion. What do you think, Nick?
It's mega bullish.
Yeah.
Yeah. If an old person like Anthony Hopkins can get into an ENS domain, that's a big deal. But it also goes to show that these artists see the value in taking ownership It's about digital ownership. It's just what Ben talks about. Like
Absolutely.
the more you can claim right now, the better you're going to be in the future.
Yeah,
So
100. And the fact that they, like you said, the older, these older generation, like at least Anthony Hopkins, someone who's older, is seeing that is absolutely amazing and mega bullish in my opinion. I don't know why I just blanked out there. But moving on here, 75% of retailers eyeing crypto payments within 24 months.
this is huge.
Yeah, this is exciting. This is exciting. We all dream of the day, right, where you can just bring your phone around, right, and pay with everything. Pay for everything with crypto. 3/4 of United States retailers. 3/4. I just want to repeat that. 3/4 of the United States retailers plan to accept crypto or stablecoin payments within the next 2 years, according to a new survey published by Deloitte.
Deloitte, I think.
Deloitte. Okay. God, what would I do without you, Nick? Anyway, yeah, guys, this is huge because accepting crypto or stable coins, right? Like, hopefully one day we can fully transition over to using crypto, right? And just replace our entire financial system with cryptocurrency because it's a much better system. But yeah, like imagine something like, a CBDC, right? A CBDC gets created and in the US, right? And now you can pay for everything with your stable coins. To see the retailers wanting to jump on board, I wouldn't think, right? I personally wouldn't think that we were right around the corner from like full adoption like that, where you're just gonna be able to pay for your groceries or whatever you get at Walmart or Target or wherever, Kroger, Publix, wherever you shop, where you can just pay with a stable coin or something. But the fact that these retailers are all kind of doing this is happening faster than I would have thought. And then continuing here, a large majority, around 85% of the surveyed merchants said they anticipate the cryptocurrency payments will be ubiquitous in their respective industries in 5 years. Small to medium-sized companies are also getting into the act, with 73% of retailers with revenues between 10 million and 100 million investing between 100,000 to 1 million to support the needed infrastructure. I mean, this is pretty interesting. I mean, they're making moves.
Yeah.
They're not even really just talking about it. They're actually making moves, which is really, really interesting. Consumers push for crypto payments. Consumer interest in driving merchant adoption, with 64% of merchants signaling their customers have expressed significant interest in using crypto for payments. So you kind of get the people in there trying to push them like, hey, let me pay with crypto. Super, super interesting. And the fact that the retailers are actually making moves is really, really, really exciting. Of the retailers already accepting cryptocurrency, 93% have reported a positive impact on their customer metrics. It's helping the businesses. It's giving people another way to pay the way that they want to pay. So very, very, very exciting. Yeah, you could see here this little chart. I could zoom in on this so you guys can see it a little better. Current customer interest in digital currency, minimal interest 2%, moderate interest. I mean, look at significant interest 64%. That is exciting. Very exciting stuff. We do have a super chat from animation_com. Says, will retail payments be stifled by having to pay both sales and capital gains tax for each transaction? That's a good question. Yeah, that's yeah. What do you think about that, Nick? That's a hardball question.
It is. So the main point, I don't think sales tax is even a factor because they're going to pay the sales tax no matter what.
Right.
I believe this article is more about point of sale, like brick and mortar, doing it that way. And I
Right.
believe that there's a loophole to where if you're swapping out that currency like immediately for dollars, then that doesn't work. Like you don't have to pay capital gains on
Right.
that.
So that's kind of what I was thinking. Like you probably won't have to pay capital gains tax because it's yeah. Well, yeah,
But
I
that's
guess. Well, I
also
guess
the
if it's stable coins would make a little more sense, right? Because
yeah,
if you're paying in like XRP and it's like,
exactly.
your XRP, they win the lawsuit, everything goes great. It 20x's, whatever happens. Are you going to pay those capital gains and then the sales? It would be kind of weird, but with the stable coins, I think I think you'd be totally fine.
Yeah, and that's why they love the idea of using a stable coin to make payments because The merchant fees, there's like 3 or 5% if you use a Visa card. And
Right.
they're taking a cut out, but for US, like those cheaper chains, that's going to be a lot cheaper, especially if you're using like Tether on Tron. Like that is cheap.
Yeah.
That is cheap. And tons of people use the Tron Tether over in like Southeast Asia and stuff just because it's so ridiculously cheap to send
Right.
money. It's like pennies.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's the way. I forget who actually did that animation com. I think that's how it's going to work out. Ideally, you get something like Stellar or XRP, or even Lightning Network Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important these are registered as commodities and not as securities because
Right.
it's hampering all of this adoption.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that. Something like Stellar or XRP would be great. Absolutely lightning fast, very, very, very low fees. Yeah. So yeah, very good question.
So when I do my mining, I mine Ethereum, but I get a payout in Nano, and I swap the Nano for ETH immediately
Right.
because it's way cheaper than paying the gas fees on Ethereum.
Right.
So that's a use case for Nano. People use Nano. All the GPU miners use Nano all the time.
Right. Yeah. Interesting. Thank you for that question, man. That was a good. Who said that?
Animation Com.
Animation Com. Shout out to Animation Com. Good question, man. So yeah, I think that's about it. Carriers and challenges to adoption cited by merchants include the security of the payment system, 43% changing regulation, 37% volatility, 36%, and a lack of a budget, 30%. So interesting.
Yeah. We're going to talk about VeChain and UFC tomorrow, so we'll get that.
Nice. VeChain as one of my bigger holdings. One
Yeah.
of my bigger holdings in this past run. For anyone who's interested, I again felt very comfortable putting a lot of my money in VeChain because, as I said earlier, this is a project that is really being used. Right, it has a real use case. It works. They have partnerships. So I do think VeChain will be back in the next cycle, in my own personal opinion, not financial advice. But hey, they're out there doing something. So moving on here, Tim Cramer says fortunes have been made from speculating on crypto. On Wednesday, June 8th, former hedge fund manager Jim Cramer, Jimmy, shared his latest thoughts on crypto and in particular how it should be viewed by investors. He stated, "I think crypto should be part of a person's diversified portfolio. I can't tell you not to own crypto. I own crypto. I own Ethereum." So yeah, it's like I think we read somewhere that he's always been down for crypto. He's always loved crypto. Have you?
Yeah.
Like,
No.
I don't know about that. But it says, so I researched it and I said, well, got some qualities I like, scarcity, value, not as hot, so to speak, as Bitcoin. So I bought it. He's talking about Ethereum.
He sounds incredibly informed.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And ever since, here it is. Yeah, this is what and ever since crypto came along, I've said that instead of say 10% being gold, 5% should be gold and 5% should be crypto. Were you saying that from the beginning though, Jim? I don't know. Listen, I don't know, Jim. He seems like a nice guy, but yeah, I just don't know if I buy that. Ever since crypto came along, he's just been gung-ho about it. Maybe he has. I don't know. But I don't know if I necessarily buy that. Jim Cramer kind of always flip-flopping on his stuff there. Here's how Cramer got into crypto. I'm just gonna read this real quick.
Get out of here.
On September 10th, 2020, Anthony Pompliano, aka Pomp, who is the host of the Pomp podcast, told his almost 370,000 followers on Twitter that he had managed to convince Cramer to buy some Bitcoin, apparently during a recent podcast interview with Jim Cramer. Now,
is that even a flex?
Is that? Yeah, well, that's the thing. Jim, listen, if you were down for crypto from the beginning, why did Pomp have to talk you into buying Bitcoin?
Hey, there it is.
We're just putting 2 and 2 together here, Jimmy. Come on.
These
Jimmy.
guys, yeah.
Jimmy, come on, buddy.
Yeah, look.
They call him Jimmy Bag of Donuts for a
That's
reason.
right.
You know?
Look, what? Pompey's probably just saying, get out of here.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Hey guys, listen, the Italians took over the show today. You gotta
this is a Paisan frenzy.
This is a Paisan frenzy. And
forget about it.
Yeah, forget about it. You gotta get some out of here. You spell that CATO Heah.
Yeah.
Gotta hear.
Got it.
Anyway, Unforgettable Name says your top 5 hodl coins protocols. Ooh.
Let's do that in Q&A.
Yeah. Put that in Q&A.
Yeah, we had another one too.
What do you think about Grit being on Gala? Ooh, I don't have a strong feeling either way on that one. Nick, do you?
Well, there was some FUD around that, but I can tell you, like personally, I don't give a crap about that. But you know who does? Meta Money. Meta Money,
Yes.
they are the Gala guys, so I'm sure they
Yes.
have something to talk about. that.
Actually, at a gala event right now,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, in Malta, in Italy, the motherland.
I know.
The motherland.
That ain't right.
Yeah, right. What the heck? We got to be there, Nick.
I know.
How dare they go to Italy without us? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, they're actually at a gala event. TJ and Brian. So that is actually really interesting. And Stevie Franchise says, franchise says, Frankie, forget about it. But yeah, they are at a gala event, and we love gala. But definitely go follow Meta Money if you're interested in that kind of stuff. They definitely will have more of an opinion than I do personally. But yeah. So it's just interesting, right? Like you've been in crypto ever since you heard of crypto, you were gung ho for it. Now that it's doing well, or I know we're in a bear market, but now that it's been more proven. But then why did Pomp have to talk you into buying Bitcoin, Jimmy?
Well, look, Kramer, if you want to learn about crypto, come on the show.
Kramer, that would be awesome.
Love to have Ben would love to have Jim Kramer on the show.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be really cool. That'd be one of those interviews where like I'm like sitting there watching, like excited.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. But yeah, shout out to Jim Kramer. All right, moving on here. So I actually think, are these quick hits yet? Matic large holders increased their portfolios by 20 million tokens since mid-May. Let me just okay, we haven't gotten to the Ripple. Guys, we're gonna talk about Ripple in a second. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, let's get through this quick and talk about Ripple.
Yeah. Okay. So according to Sentiment on-chain data shared by crypto analyst Ali Martinez, addresses holding 100,000 to 1 million Matic have acquired more than 20 million Matic since May 15th. The Matic price touched a low of 47 cents on May 12th before entering its present consolidation. Whale's recent behavior might be because they are taking advantage of dips or consolidation to buy tokens at a discount. According to the Whale Stats data, Matic also ranks among the top 10 in trading volume for the largest 500 ETH whales in the last 24 hours. The top 2,000 ETH whales, according to Whale Stats, are holding 118,390,533 Matic. Circle customers can now deposit and withdraw Polygon USDC as Circle announces support. So, yeah, interesting story. Like you said, I don't really want to spend too much. Do you have anything to say about that, Nick?
No.
Yeah, neither do I, to be 100% honest, but we'd like to bring it to your attention. Getting towards the, okay, Polygon taps Airbnb's director of HR to spearhead its decentralized workforce. Ethereum Layer 2 scaling solution Polygon has announced the hiring of...
Tony, just
of,
say that person.
Yeah, that person in a bid to consolidate its... I mean, I don't think it gets much harder than that one.
That's yeah. That's like Dark Souls level of name pronunciation.
Yeah, that's the boss level right there. In a bid to consolidate its strategy and cultural ambitions for the company's 500 employee global workforce, that person's appointment marks a consistent trend in Polygon's hiring strategy of prominent figures within the Web 2 space, such as the former head of gaming at YouTube, Ryan Wyatt, being hired as CEO of Polygon Studios in January, and more recently, Tyler Selhorn being brought on to promote Polygon's decentralized working model as head of remote. So this one interesting as well. Again,
Polygon's not going anywhere.
yeah, Polygon's not going anywhere. Another another coin that I'm probably looking to accumulate, looking to get some Polygon for sure. Get well soon, DZ. Yeah, shout out to DZ. If you guys don't know, he just bought a house and he was painting the walls, and he fell and he actually broke his arm. So he's okay, but he's getting some surgery today. So DZ, hope you're doing well. We'll see you here probably tomorrow. He said he was gonna be back at work tomorrow. So absolutely,
No, he should not.
he should not. But if he shows
No.
up tomorrow, respect.
You see
DZ.
the editors are here in the show, editing
Oh,
team.
editing team. DZ and TJ are locked up in the basement. Hey, get him
No
out.
comment.
Damandi, get editing
Banned.
out of here.
Perma ban.
No. Listen, DZ's at the doctor, guys, and TJ's in Italy.
That's
I
what they-
swear.
That's what they call it.
I swear.
Yep.
I think they're. Anyway, guys, moving on to the next story. Oh, baby, this is the one here. Ripple and Stellar to help launch AUDC stablecoin for Novati Group. Guys, if you don't know, AUDC is going to be the Australian stablecoin, which is very interesting. I'm going to read through this real quick, and then we're going to talk about it. Ripple customer, Novati Group, based in Australia and founded in 2015, have spread the word that it is building an Aussie-based stablecoin. I thought Aussie was like a derogatory name. I was just out of loop on that. An Aussie-based stablecoin, AUDC, in collaboration with the Ripple fintech giant, planning to issue it on the XRP ledger. Stellar was founded by Ripple. Stellar was founded by Ripple co-founder and former CTO Jed McCaleb.
Scammer.
After he left Ripple Labs in 2013, a year after founding Ripple, over discrepancies with the other co-founder, Chris Larson.
The scam discrepancy.
Oh, it's a scam discrepancy. Awkward. The stable coin will be backed 1-to-1 against the fiat currency, the Australian dollar. In this case, similar to USDT and USDC, which is already in the top 10 list of digital cryptocurrencies. Guys, this is really exciting. Now, kind of awkward that you have them working together, right? So it's like kind of like, they went their separate ways, and now it's like, are they, who knows what the dynamic is? Maybe they, just went separate ways. It was fine. Or maybe it's like kind of like they're what's the word? Like enemies, not enemies, but like
frenemies,
rival. Yeah. Like, oh, they're my rival. Now they're going to be working together. Now, this is really interesting. Now, if you guys don't know, Novati Group has been partnered with Ripple and has been working on cross-border payments for the past few months, I think. And they did bring Stellar on, I think, about a month ago, but they haven't really talked about it. Now, they do plan on deploying the stablecoin on both networks, which is interesting because not only does that offer interoperability, but also redundancy, right? Because, the USDC is on multiple chains as well, I believe. And the USDC is considered one of the highest. People trust USDC very, very much. I know USDT is kind of sketchy right now. It lost its peg to $1, as stablecoins do sometimes, but it just can't get back up to that $1 peg, which is getting a lot of people kind of people are getting kind of sketched out about that. So it is nice to see that they're going to have it on multiple chains. Like I said, not only interoperability but also redundancy. So that is good, right? And yeah, this is exciting. I think, I don't know, in my head, this seems like a bigger deal than people are making it. Maybe I'm just being dramatic. I don't know, but this is like, it's happening, guys. It's happening. But yeah, no, very, very interesting. I'm curious to see if the US comes out with a stable coin, how they decide to go about it. It's interesting to see Australia kind of, they're kind of spearheading this whole thing. How do you feel about that? Do you think it's exciting, or you think it's just kind of like it's whatever?
I mean, I hate CBDCs and I don't like XRP. XRP army, come at me.
Oh no, throw up the X, guys.
Look, it's going to make a lot of people a lot of money. God bless.
Yeah.
But me personally, I think it's terrible. But I mean, it makes sense because the Australians basically locked down their entire population.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because they have no
Nick,
guns and they're forced
point.
vaccinating them, and so yeah, it's essentially a totalitarian police state similar to Canada, and it makes sense for them to go with XRP. Whatever, boom, mic drop.
Well, anyway, I hate this story. It's a good point. They also took their guns away too, so
yeah,
just remember that.
An unarmed populace is very easy to pacify. Anyways, quick hits.
Absolutely. Quick hits, guys. Let's go through these pretty quickly. Billionaire Mike Novogratz says 2/3 of crypto hedge funds will go bankrupt. Interesting. We're not. What do you think about that, Nick? I mean, I'm kind of in between. Like, probably.
I
mean, it
mean,
depends. Like if they really don't know what they're doing, could be possible.
yeah, it's probably more like 4/5.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I would probably agree with that. Especially when you have like all these hedge funds are going to flood into crypto. The more that crypto becomes a thing, the more hedge funds are going to get in, and you know the ones who get there late are going to be uninformed. So those are the ones that might get wrecked. We did get a super chat there. Just read that real quick.
you can skip that one.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
But
Brad, shout out to Brad. I appreciate it. He says, great job, Frankie. Hashtag Candle Mafia. Hashtag Bing Bong. I love you, Brad. Appreciate you. TJ, we got TJ in the chat. I don't think it's the real TJ, but shout out to TJ. We have an imposter in the chat. Okay, so moving on here. Quick hits.
Hey, Andy Mack in the chat. I don't care.
Get him out. Coinslinger. Captain Kirk. Shout out to Captain Kirk. Thank you for being here. She mods my channel as well. So
Hey.
Captain Kirk on double duty today. Shout out to Captain Kirk. I love you. Tether's USDT stablecoin launching on Tezos.
Hey.
Interesting. So there you go. Multiple chains, right?
You know who's a Tezos bag holder whale here? You know who?
Who is it? You?
No.
Who is it?
Morgan.
Morgan's a Tezos whale.
She's a Tezos whale.
Shout out to Morgan.
All in on Tezos.
Shout out to Morgan going all in on Tezos.
Which is actually a pretty smart play. Tezos is going to be one of the real ones in the next bull run.
Dude, is Morgan going to surpass all of us in crypto gains?
Morgan's going to be the sleeper. As far as percent gain, she's probably going to crush.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder what made her get into Tezos.
She works for MetaMoney.
Ah, that's it. They're
So
giving her insider information.
Tezos has that partnership with Ubisoft. They have like a huge partnership, I think, with the Major League Soccer. So they're moving and shaking big time.
Cooking.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, let's go, Morgan. Better make sure you don't leave your laptop open. I might go in there and send myself some Tezos. I'm just kidding, guys. Jamaica becomes first country to make a CBDC legal tender, right? You know, this is interesting because, you know, I remember similar stuff like this happening in 2018 in the 2018 bear market. Not exactly like this, but it's like we're still getting bullish news in a bear market, right? So how do you feel about that? Do you think it's like, this can turn sentiment, or do you think this is just what happens in a bear market? Everyone gets excited and we just keep making lower lows.
I mean, I'm not the person to ask because this is my first bear market. I'm a crypto baby. Like I got in at the end of 2020.
Okay.
I bought ETH at like $700, but
savage move.
I'm mentally prepared. I want stuff to go low because I want to scoop up and buy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems like we all know the fundamentals of crypto and Bitcoin and Ethereum are good. So it makes sense.
And it is interesting to see these positive stories come out. And it's like, you'd think stuff like this, you think it would bring the prices up at least a little bit, legal tender. These are things in the bull market that we were praying for.
I know, right? And it still did nothing in the bull market.
Nothing.
Yes. So
absolutely
hang on.
Crazy.
Editing team says Lamau Jamaica, love being part Jamaican. Is that Nina?
Nina, half Russian, half Jamaican.
I had no idea Nina was part Jamaican.
No way.
It's incredible.
I did think I heard a little
She's
bit
got
of
an
accent there.
A little bit of an accent.
It's that Russian Jamaican accent.
Yeah.
It's a special flavor.
Yeah. She always smells like weird flowers. Anyways, let's do some Q&A.
Let's do some Q&A.
Okay.
Shout out to Crypto Anon. I see you popping in there. He says LFG Mafia, take over, Frankie. Let's go, Crypto Anon. I love you, brother. All right, Q&A. What do we got? Richard John says, what will be the impact of ETH merge on the altcoins that are on the Ethereum ecosystem? Good question. Now, question I have is, will the ETH merge in the summer? Are we going to see this thing? Actually, I'll ask you this, Nick, too. Do you think the ETH merge in the summer is going to, do you think because we're in the thick of a bear market, it's just going to be like, if it goes all well, everything's successful, it's going to be like a massive pump, maybe drag up? I know a lot of people think it could come up and drag everything up with it. Or do you think it's just going to be a little blip on the radar because it's getting suppressed by the bear market?
I think it's going to be a blip on the radar. We're not going to see a payoff on this merge until the bull run.
I would have to agree with that. I also feel the same way, unfortunately. I mean, who knows? I mean, I could be wrong, but I just personally feel like that about the XRP lawsuit as well. I mean, if this thing settles and goes our way and it's at the bottom of a bear market, it will definitely suppress it, at least to some degree. But to answer your question, Richard, how would it affect again? Like if it happened, I mean, it's going to happen while we're in the thick of a bear market, unless by some miraculous act we come out of a bear market, which I don't think will happen.
No.
I don't think it will have much of an effect. Maybe until the next bull run when we see the merge actually, everything get priced in the bull run. So
Yep.
it's hard to say, but I kind of think because it's happening in a bear market, it's not going to be much of a thing. Lucas says, "Hey Nick and Frankie, do you think Matic and I assume he meant Algo is good long-term hold?" I love Matic. I think I said that before. Algo, I don't hold any Algo. How do you feel about Algo, Nick?
Algo is one of the 3 cryptocurrencies that are approved by the central banks under ISO 20022, which we did a video on about 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
So it's that XRP and I think Stellar. I know Cardano and Elrond, oddly enough, are also in the running. But yeah, Algorand, they're deep in the deep state. They're deep in the digital currency group.
Mhm.
They're going to be around for a long time. There's going to be CBDCs that run on Algorand.
Love it.
So I don't know about Matic. I love Matic, but I don't think it has the potential to die. It would take a huge black swan event to kill off Algo.
Right. I would agree with that. And as far as the coins that were like you were saying approved by the I always struggled 20022,
Yeah.
20022. I don't know how you want to say it. But I know a lot of people ask like how come these coins aren't skyrocketing? Like, do you think they'll skyrocket? I don't think so. I think they will do well. This is going to help them do well, but I don't think it's like just if they get on that list, they're going to skyrocket. I think it's going to
No.
take a little more than that.
No.
But yeah. How do you feel about that? Same thing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. All right. Last Q&A. Let's see.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I'm
you're
trying to
good.
respond.
Unforgettable name. Again, I said this earlier. I did not forget your name. But they ask your top 5 hot. Okay. Oh yeah, that's when we said it. Top 5 hodl coins. Ethereum, XRP, Gala, Cardano, Polkadot.
Oh.
How about you, Nick? Let's get
I would have to say it's Bitcoin, Ethereum. I can tell you right now. I've
ooh,
got
good
Avalanche. Like I'm big on Avalanche.
okay.
Um, I honestly, I think Doge is going to be this dark horse. That's not a top 5. It's like a top 6.
hmm
That's all I can really think of that I would want to say on the stream. Like
Yeah.
Bitcoin, Ethereum, Avalanche, Cardano for sure.
Yeah,
Cardano.
and obviously Bitcoin is in there too. I just kind of put Bitcoin aside because I mean you got to hodl Bitcoin. That's a
Yeah.
given. So yeah, there you go. I think. Yeah, I think that's all we got for today. We actually have 2 quick hits that we didn't touch. I'll just read the headlines. Rodin blockchain surpasses $4 billion in all-time NFT sales volume. Interesting. Gotta love that. And then Lithuania aims to tighten crypto regulation and ban anonymous accounts. Hey,
Yeah, good luck.
got to protect the people, right? But guys, I think that's all we got time for today. There you go. The first Italian Paisan stream with Frankie Parisi and Nikki Damandi over here. Had a lot of fun here, guys. Shout out to the positivity in chat, keeping us going here. So yeah, that's all we got. See you next time. I'm not going live today, just so you guys know. Make sure you follow me, Frankie Candles, NFT Alpha, and Meta Money. No live stream for me tonight, guys. I am going to a concert, going to see Russ. So with all that being said, guys, that's all I got. Frankie Candles out.